everybody. Welcome back to American Sunrise. I'm Dr. G. Thanks for joining us this morning. We want you to come join us over on YouTube, Getter, Rumble, in our chat, because we like to talk with you. And all the hosts hop in there, and the control room hops in there. So get in there and get to know us a little bit. It's time now to take the political pulse of America. The beat today. After more than 40 days, the longest government shutdown in U.S. history has finally come to a close, at least for now. Late last night, President Trump signed a continuing resolution to reopen the federal government, funding key agencies through next year. After fighting for over a month to secure extensions for Obamacare subsidies, 6 House members broke ranks to join Republicans, ending the stalemate. Now the Democrat Party is imploding, with progressives saying Minority Leader Chuck Schumer failed to keep the fight going in the Senate. President Trump says the shutdown was completely unnecessary from the start. Here he was after signing the legislation later on Wednesday night.
Over the past 7 weeks, the Democrats' shutdown has inflicted massive harm. They caused 20,000 flights to be canceled or delayed. They departed so many times, so late. People were hurt so badly. Nobody's ever seen anything like this one. This was a no-brainer. This was an easy extension. But they didn't want to do it the easy way. They had to do it the hard way. And they look very bad, the Democrats do. They deprived more than 1 million government workers from their paychecks and cut off food stamp benefits for millions and millions more Americans in need. They caused tens of thousands of federal contractors and small businesses to go unpaid, and the total effect of the damage their antics caused will take weeks and probably months to really calculate accurately.
Joining us now with reaction, a host of the Steve Gruber Show, Steve Gruber. That's a great name for a guy who's the host of the Steve Gruber Show. Steve Gruber. Who would have thought of that, David Brody?
It's original.
Yeah, it's original. Steve, I guess, you know, in all of the celebration and all of the self-congratulatory, yay, we did it, Republicans, and I agree, you know, the Democrats never been a spending bill they don't like. I can't help, I think as a mom I do this too, but want to warn Republicans for some of the traps they're walking into. I heard conversations that were basically tantamount to redistribution of wealth from Republicans during this shutdown just to win it. I just don't ever want to be the party that makes Democrat arguments to win Republican fights. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And the red lights are flashing for Republicans right now. I was speaking with Mark Mitchell on the program from Rasmussen. Look, Republicans can celebrate, but they better not celebrate long. The midterms are closing fast. You may not realize it. I'm serious.
Yes.
And affordability is the word that needs to be focused on. Republicans need to govern. They need to run this country. They need to put things on Donald Trump's desk that need to be codified so that expenses can be reduced for people all across this country and all ages. But right now, Republicans are bleeding Gen Z. It was young people that put Donald Trump in office in large part. Young men, but we don't talk about the young women. 81% of young women in New York City, and I'm not going to say this is going to be across the country, but 81% of young women in New York City voted for Mamdani. 81%. That's a problem. That's a problem when they embrace socialist ideas and think that America is not giving them what they need or giving them a chance. Huge problem. We need to focus on this, and Republicans need to wake up. I'm with getting rid of the filibuster. I am, because if you don't codify what Donald Trump ran on, and he doesn't deliver on those promises by the time we get to November next year, it's going to be ugly. And what's going to happen is this socialism is going to metastasize across this country. So celebrate for a day or two, but move on, because we need to make it possible for a young person to come out of college or out of high school, get a job, pay the rent, get a decent car, put themselves, through the American dream. The American dream for a lot of these people is just a myth anymore. We've got to focus on that, folks, and if we don't, we're going to pay a heavy price, because I'm going to tell you this. This is our one chance, and if we don't get it right, we're going to lose this chance, and if we lose this chance, we may lose this country, and I mean that. So don't celebrate too long, don't celebrate too loud. Do the work that needs to be done to get young people back into the party, middle-class people back into the party, and make sure that you hold on to them and give them something to believe in. And I'm dead serious about this. The red lights are flashing.
Yeah.
Right now, the Republicans are underwater on the generic ballot by 6 or 7 points. That's no joke, folks. That's a Democrat sweep across the country, taking the House, maybe the Senate, and basically ending Donald Trump's presidency in January of 27. Nobody wants that. Not here anyway. Your thoughts?
Steve, I had a question for you, but then you said you want to get rid of the filibuster,
yes.
so I'm gonna talk about it. Let's go there. All right.
Ahead.
So I totally disagree. Well, let me say it out here. So I totally disagree. First of all, a couple of things. The Democrats would say thank you, and they would literally send money to the Republican Party to thank them so much for doing this in the future. Because I get the argument, right? Democrats are going to do it anyhow, so why not do it first? I got that. But the truth of the matter is, if we get rid of the filibuster, I'm telling you, that's it. Democrats are just going to go ahead and do it, and it's a problem. And not only that, it's a check and balance.
Well, David,
and
you know what the great thing is about America?
It.
The great thing about America, David, is you are allowed to be wrong right here on television. And
I
that's
knew
okay.
that was coming.
I don't mind. I don't mind, because here's the bottom line is the Democrats would have voted to end the filibuster if not for Manchin and Sinema. Already would have happened. They'd be well on their way to trying to make Puerto Rico a state and D.C. a state. Look, you fight fire with fire. We can either grow a spine and look at the facts, and the facts are they will pack the Supreme Court. They will turn Puerto Rico and D.C. into states. They will turn everything into open borders. They will take 20 million people and turn them into citizens, David. You can look at it any way you want, but those are the facts, my friend.
But
you
why
are
give
wrong.
them the opportunity? If you get rid of the filibuster, they're going to do everything you just said.
Then how about you get rid of the filibuster, do what needs to be done, and put it back in place? There has to be leadership from this country. There has to be leadership from the Republicans. We cannot sit here and pretend that the Democrats aren't going to do all the radical things that they've told us for our entire lifetimes they're going to do. Given half a chance, they will do it. Given an inch, they will take a mile. They will take this country and turn it into Canada instantly. The death of Western civilization will happen.
And you mean, I just want to be really clear about this, if they win majority in the midterms, they will eliminate the filibuster. So your thought is we do it first, and what? So that we can codify the things that President Trump has done before they get in there and eliminate
do things
it anyway.
Like the SAVE Act. Make sure we codify sealed borders. Make sure that people have to have an ID and citizenship to vote. Make sure that we take care of the things that have to be taken care of. Make sure that we don't enrich insurance companies through some socialist plan called the Affordable Care Act, which was never about affordability or care. It was all an act, all of it, to get us a single-payer health care. We have to defend this country from those who would tear it down. People like Mamdani, like Ilhan Omar, like AOC, all of these people. They despise America. The one you grew up in, David, will not exist if Democrats are given half a chance. That's a fact.
But here's the problem. My understanding is that if you get rid of the filibuster, and let's say you codify the SAVE Act, you codify it all into law, Democrats take control, there is no filibuster, they'll just reverse it because the filibuster's gone. So they'll repeal the SAVE Act, they'll repeal this, they only need 50 votes. So I mean, you're going to go back and forth. This whole thing's a disaster. I wouldn't do it. Absolutely not.
Well, first of all, the filibuster is fake. It was implemented by Congress in 1974. It's not a real thing. It's not in the Here, you got this thing in your. It's called the United States Constitution. Show me the filibuster. Yeah. Where is it?
No, it's not in there.
Doesn't exist.
I know.
Right.
I mean, abortion, gun control, election laws. The Democrats are going to flatten this country.
Absolutely. The Second Amendment will not be here, for example, like you just said, Dr.
How do we stop
it
then?
Won't be here.
How do we stop it? I mean, I don't want to go ahead and do their dirty work for them, Steve, by eliminating the filibuster for them. I say we rally the narrative right now that we can never lose the filibuster so that when the Dems are in, we'll still have sensible ones like Manchin.
Good luck selling that to a 25-year-old woman who can't make her ends meet after she graduated from college with $100,000 in college debt, and there are a lot of people like that around the country. Good luck selling that when you can't get affordability done. Good luck selling that when the Republicans have failed to lead particularly well. I mean, we've gotten some things done, but not much. Now, maybe you can do it through reconciliation, get some of these things done. Maybe you can, and maybe that's a better path forward. But make no mistake. When given the opportunity, without Manchin, without Sinema, maybe Fetterman stands against the filibuster repeal. Maybe he's the one. Maybe.
Has anyone heard of it?
But the truth of the matter is these Democrats will go everywhere. Every radical thing that you have ever heard from the Democrats will come to pass. Mark my words, mark this down, save the recording. Every radical idea that makes your stomach turn will come to pass when the Democrats have the Senate, the House, and the White House, which is possible with the atmosphere we're in, because populism is going to win. It's either going to be left populism or right populism. Time to stop bumping your gums, do the work, get it done.
Steve, let me jump in here and move the conversation forward a little bit, even though I must admit I loved listening to you guys argue and debate. I could do that for another 10, 15 minutes. But in this case, let's move on.
I love you guys, by the way. Don't take it wrong.
Oh, definitely.
No, absolutely. Look,
No, we
it's
agree
robust
with everything you
conversation,
said.
and I think it's robust conversation, and I think it truly helps the marketplace of ideas, so I'm all for it. I'm dead serious about that. But one of the things you said earlier is that, yes, right now is the time to celebrate, but we still need to get back to work. And I would argue, Steve, that the midterms are already here, that it's already underway,
Agreed.
the election is already underway, and that needs to be the focus, because otherwise everything that we just discussed would come to pass if there's a let-up next year in 2026.
Absolutely true. I mean, we've seen it. Populism is going to win the day in November of 2026. Populism of one sort or another. Could be right-wing populism, which is sealed borders, less government intrusion, more business-friendly activity, or we can see left-wing populism wins, which is where you get free housing, free health care, free bus rides, free groceries, free every damn thing at the expense of destroying this country. You'll have this transgender ideology be pushed forward. You will have open borders pushed forward. You will have all of these. Like I said, every crazy idea you've ever heard will come to pass if the Democrats get power. And Puerto Rico will be a state, and D.C. will be a state, and God only knows what after that. They will pack the Supreme Court because they don't like the fact that the Supreme Court has delivered a lot of wins to Donald Trump and delivered a lot of losses to the Democrat Party. They think that it's unfair that we have a Supreme Court that, for the first time in more than 8 decades, is actually conservative. And it's only been that way for a handful of years. I mean, it was a liberal court from the time FDR was in office until just a few years ago, right? I mean, that's where we are. And I'm just telling people, you've been warned. You have been warned, because there is a big tidal wave coming and you're not going to like it.
So this is a civil war of sorts to you, Steve Gruber, and you are ready for the nuclear alternative that you believe is Republicans go ahead and eliminate the filibuster before the Democrats do it, because they're going to do it, and when they do, they flatten us.
What choice do you have? Yeah.
It's an interesting conversation, certainly, Steve. I've never really heard it before. To be continued, my friend. Thank you for joining us and helping us all think about that.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Right,
and another thing. Oh, no, that's not.
All right, coming up, Marjorie Taylor Greene sounding off on President Trump's recent meeting with Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara. We will show you why she says she's frustrated with the president when American Sunrise continues.